My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of The Edge on ISC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, and Abundant Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. We're syndicated there. Thank Rob Patz for making that happen. Wanted to talk to you about attorneys. Ooh, that's kind of a scary subject, isn't it? So attorney Jeff McCurdy is our attorney, and he also is one of our sponsors here for the show. I've got all of his information right there. You can call him at 256-996-8701. He's a good guy. I'm going to tell you what. He has been in the public life for a long time. Has been just all out there helping folks from all over this area. You know, he used to be in Fort Payne, Alabama. He moved to Henniger. And so I think this has been a really good move for him because, first of all, local access is really easy to get to. I mean, I have to stop at every red light in town. So you just go up 75 like you're heading north, and you'll be on the left-hand side before you get to Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, which is another reason you want to go up into Henniger, Alabama. It's well worth the drive. Go see Jeff for any kind of legal issue, and then run up the street and have some great lunch. They got great lunch specials down there. Also at Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. Now I'm going to talk to you about having an attorney. You know, a lot of folks say, well, you know, I don't need an attorney. You need to have one that, you don't pay him a monthly fee or anything like that. But you need to know about this guy right here, Jeff McCurdy. You can use him for all sorts of things. So let's go ahead and explain this. First of all, family law can be complicated. You know, lots of families don't get along with each other. And then when the person who kind of holds the family together, it could be like the grandfather or the grandmother or someone like that. When they pass away, wow, the whole family goes into disarray. So let's talk about this for a few minutes. They can actually, Jeff McCurdy, he can provide you with the guidance that you need to make informed decisions, okay? He's dealt with family law for a really long time, and he can tell you what might happen. That's why you need Jeff, okay? They'll be able to assist you throughout each stage of the legal process. He knows it, and advocate on your behalf so you're aware of all the options available for a resolution. Now, when hiring a family lawyer, it's important to search for an individual who does have the experience handling similar cases like yours, or someone who has worked on complex cases before. There are many reasons you need a family lawyer. A will could be one reason. If you're selling property, you got to have somebody like Jeff who knows what they're doing. And he knows all about real estate too, by the way. He's not a realtor, but his dad has been in the real estate business for a really long time. So if he needs an answer for a situation, he usually goes to his dad when it comes to that, because his dad's been in real estate a really long time. Okay, family lawyers have exclusive knowledge of state laws. They most certainly do. They can tell you what to do. There are many benefits associated with working with a family attorney if they have extensive knowledge of state laws regarding child custody issues, divorce proceedings, paternity claims, because this is the kind of information that cannot be found online. And you got to be careful with finding legal advice online, for goodness sakes. You never know who wrote that. They probably haven't had the training Jeff McCurdy has. A local lawyer should specialize in these types of matters. Otherwise, they might not know how different jurisdictions within their state handles family law issues. And he is absolutely a good one. He served on the board of directors at several things. He helps with every charity that I know of in town. You know, that's the good thing about Jeff McCurdy. Okay, now number 3, let's talk about this. Family law attorneys keep up with legislative changes. So he's been in politics. So that's another reason you want to know him. He knows how the Montgomery system works. He does. You got to talk to Jeff. They know the latest developments in family law when they're aware of new legislation that could impact you. Now, if you're going through a divorce, again, child custody battle, or other legal family matters, it's important to work with someone who's up to date on the current laws, because we all know laws change. I mean, they constantly change. So they keep up with the changes in case law so they can handle your matter based on what has been decided by judges, rather than relying upon outdated information from multiple sources, which could be incomplete or inaccurate. Another reason you may really want to think about Jeff too, if you're trying to be an armchair attorney, it's just not going to work. Okay, because this is something I definitely know for sure. You may type in your search engine, Alabama law based on child custody cases. It could be somebody who was from New York wrote that article, and it just happens to pull up Alabama. So be really, really careful, because Alabama laws are going to be different from New York laws. California laws, that's another booger right there, okay? So be really careful with the information digging up off of the internet, because again, may not work in Alabama law. So be super careful. Now, a family lawyer ensures your legal documents are completely, correctly, and thoroughly. Okay, so we had someone who was interested in buying some of our land. We weren't really even thinking about it, but he just said, I just need like, just a few acres, and it's connected to his land. So I thought, well, it won't hurt to find out about it. So I went on ahead and called Jeff. Jeff's a good friend of mine. Been knowing him for a really long time. Been knowing Jeff, I guess, ever since we moved back from Charlotte, North Carolina. Moved back in 2013, so I've been knowing him probably since about 2014. Just a good friend. And so, and by the way, he's a conservative. You want a conservative attorney, okay? That's another reason you need to use Jeff. Okay, so anyway, the situation comes up, and I really didn't know how this whole thing worked. And so he gave me the ins and outs of selling property and what I needed to know about that. Things I hadn't even thought of before. And so I may do something like that later on. I don't know. But anyway, it's good to have a trusted attorney like Jeff McCurdy. 256-996-8701 is his telephone number. By the way, I do know that he works in DeKalb County, and I'm not sure about Marshall, but I do know that he's in Jackson County as well. Okay, now number 4, legal documents. Okay, so that's what I was going to use him for, in case we did decide to sell off some of this land. I don't know how to write a document. I don't have a clue, on how to do anything like that. Well, he's got that down pat. And also Denise Beard has been working for Jeff since I've known him. I know, at least since 2014 or 2015. And I'm going to tell you what, she wears pants in that law firm. She knows what to do. As a matter of fact, here's what she has told me before. She says, now always contact me, okay? He stays busy being an attorney. I keep up with his appointment calendar. So if you need him for anything, don't call him. Call me. So the person you're going to be talking to is Denise Beard, and she got it going on too. She knows how the whole thing works as well. Okay, now a family lawyer ensures your legal documents are completed correctly and thoroughly. Let's talk about that for a minute. This is huge if it's a divorce, okay, or child custody battles, paternity suit, or any other family matter that's important to work with an attorney. The legal documents have to be right. And court filings are completely corrected, and they are thoroughly. He's not going to stop. And by the way, if you have something he needs to work with you on, and maybe he thinks you really don't need an attorney for this, or he thinks you're going down the road wrong, the wrong road in pursuing what you're trying to do, he'll tell you don't need an attorney. As a matter of fact, if it's a murder case, he doesn't handle murder cases. So if it's a murder case and you're in trouble for it or whatever you think you might be, he'll put you in touch with the right attorney. He most certainly. Every attorney has a specialty. A long time ago you went to a doctor for everything. Each doctor has their own specialty now. Yeah, well, that's kind of the way it is with attorneys. But I do like the broad area of cases that Jeff works. Okay, now the wording of these documents can have far-reaching implications for the outcome of your case. So it's essential that they meet all the requirements before they actually start filing them in court. And Jeff and Denise proofreads everything. So you got those two right there working as a team for you. And that's what you need. They're going to make sure all the paperwork is signed, make sure it's all filed, notarized properly, and submitted to the correct judicial entity or government agency on time for filing deadlines. They're going to make sure that that works. Okay? Now let me tell you something else about Jeff and about Denise. Okay, if you get yourself in trouble, you've been with the wrong crowd on Saturday night. And maybe you're doing nothing, but you're in with the wrong crowd. And so the cops go in there and they put all of you into jail. He's not going to look down on you. Now, he might say you shouldn't have been hanging around with the wrong crowd, something like that. but he's not going to look down on you. He's just not that kind of a guy. His whole thing is getting everything done on a timely basis and getting it done right. Okay, so that's Mr. Jeff McCurdy. So don't worry like, oh boy, I was hanging out with the wrong crowd. I wasn't even drinking and they were. Okay, he's not going to scold you. And he'll just get with you and he'll talk with you about doing things the right way. Okay. All right. Number 5. So we got 10 of these. So we got number 5. Family law attorneys have experience taking cases to trial and negotiating settlements. Let's talk about that for a few minutes. You need someone who is used to working in the courtroom so that they can properly prepare your case for any possible outcome. Now, going through a high asset divorce without representation from a family lawyer could cost you more money than what you're trying to protect if things don't go as planned during negotiations or at the trial. So he's going to be there with you pre-trial if it goes to that. Hopefully it won't go that far. He'll help you work with the opposing person, okay? With the opposing spouse and try to get things done the right way. And also Jeff will tell you, and I've heard a lot of folks talk about that, he's handled a lot of divorce trials before they even went to trial. And so he'll help you not to plan things on emotion. I'll have to tell you, every single time I have ever made a decision based on emotion, it was the wrong decision. So what Jeff is going to do is get you to think about long term on anything, whether it's divorce, child settlement, anything. He's going to help you with that. Now, in addition, not having proper representation increases your chances of being taken advantage of by opposing counsel because they know you aren't familiar with court proceedings. Automatic win for them. Absolutely. You got to have an attorney. It's going to cost you more money than you're paying the attorney. And by the way, he's not like a pricey person at all. He'll work with you on your budget as well. Wanted to mention this as well. We're talking about attorneys and how they work and that kind of thing. I just wanted to let you know that some attorneys, judges don't like them because they went into a court system, they've showed out, and they've done things the nonsense way. Jeff is not a talky person. He listens to you, okay? And that's important as well when you have an attorney. Yeah, he used to be on the show a lot, but he's too busy now. COVID is over, so we can't do that. So I told Jeff, I said, I'm just going to do a show for you. And we're going to talk about what you do. But I can talk to you. I'm from the outside looking in. I can talk to you about his personality and how he actually listens to people. Like I said, I thought I was going to need him for something, wound up not needing him. He'll talk with you on free consultation as well. Oh, we got to go into a commercial break. We're going to be right back in just a couple of minutes. You hang in there.
Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. Let Rhonda at Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC take the burden off you for all your tax needs. I know because Rhonda has been taking care of my business since 2013. I feel Rhonda works for me because she knows the direct questions to ask to better benefit my unique business in order for me to get back the biggest refund possible. Rhonda is an ongoing student, and she knows tax laws are in a constant change every year. Call 256-281-9903 for an appointment to take the dread out of getting your taxes done. Rhonda is located at 11968 U.S. Highway 431 in Boaz. Again, that number is 256-281-9903. And let Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC champion your personal and business taxes. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Okay, we are back. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I am your host of The Edge on IC Radio and Christ Radio. We're your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television two different ways. You can find us on Charter Communications, Channel 182 on Charter Communications. It's in North Alabama. We're syndicated on Abundant Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Thank you so much for watching. We are talking about attorneys right now. Why do you need a family attorney? Why do you need a friend at your side? And attorney Jeff McCurdy will definitely be that friend held by your side. The telephone number is 256-996-8701. He's going to be looking out for you. So let's talk about number 6. Okay, hiring a family law attorney will help you save money. Yes. Okay, he knows the pitfalls that you could possibly jump in and almost fall off that cliff for. He's going to catch you before you fall off that cliff. So let's talk about that. It's usually cheaper to get an attorney early in the process. Yeah, it is. Hiring a family law attorney that helps save money by saving time. If you've been served with divorce papers and don't know where to start, hiring an experienced attorney will make it easier for you to get through the process as quickly as possible. And also, Jeff, again, is going to teach you how to make decisions based on not using emotion, okay? You're all fired up and you're all mad and I'm ready to go kick some rear and all that kind of stuff. He's going to help you to settle down and simmer yourself, okay? So you don't get into trouble. Now, there are other attorneys just like Jeff McCurdy all over this country. And so those are the ones you want to seek out. You want to find someone who's been in public service before. Someone who has a good reputation with the judges. You don't want somebody up there representing you that the judges cannot stand to have around because they want to make a big drama out of everything. Jeff's not going to make a big drama. He's level-headed. He's going to sit down. He's going to talk with you, and he's going to tell you the brass taxes. He's going to tell you exactly how it is, okay? And possible outcomes for any situation. Absolutely. In some cases, hiring a family attorney may prevent legal costs from rising if your former spouse decides they would like their own representation later on down the road during negotiations or mediation sessions. So let me tell you what happened to me. I got a divorce a long time ago. Now, Phil and I have been married almost 30 years. And so my parents went through this really rough, it was like a really bad divorce. It was terrible. We ended up giving almost everything to the attorneys that they used. It was that nasty. So I'm getting a divorce. I decided not to go down that road. And we had been actually living apart for about a year, no, a little bit over a year. And nobody knew it. We just, They just lived in two separate houses. So I go to an attorney, and so I asked this guy, I said, just what if? I said, what if a couple decides they want to use the same attorney? They've already made the law. They know they don't want to go through a nasty divorce. We both had a son together. Didn't want to make it nasty on him. Kids they're the ones who take the brunt of these nasty divorces. So we got together and we talked about, dividing everything up. I already had my own house anyway, and he already had his own house. And so we had a list of all the things we were going to keep each other. And so the whole divorce cost $300. And now that was a long time ago now, like 30 something years ago. Now it would probably be a little bit more than that. But see if you can work something like that out with Jeff. I'm sure he would love to do that. But now you got to be able to work with him, okay? You can't go to changing your mind back and forth. And remember, every time you change your mind on something before you get to Jeff, it's going to cost you money. That's just the brass tacks. That's just the way it is. So anyway, my ex and I went to the same attorney and didn't destroy our son. Go to the same guy, cost $300. That's all it was. Because we got together and we decided to reason this thing out. That's what I suggest you do. And you can go to Jeff for a simple divorce. You decide to have everything worked out. And he doesn't have that much work to do, so it's not going to cost you near as much money. And probably in a case like that, Denise is going to do a whole lot of it. So she'll get everything typed up and ready for Jeff to proofread. Now, Jeff will make both of you understand, okay, there'll be no fighting, no getting, don't do any of that stuff. Be level-headed, get the emotions out of the way. That's one thing he's going to talk to you about. Okay, now let's see. I think we got that part. Let's talk about number 7. I got to get with it. You can avoid bullying by hiring a family lawyer. Who likes a bully anyway? So let's talk about this. One of the top reasons to hire a family lawyer is legal protection. If dealing with someone who has knowledge and experience in law, it will make it very difficult for them to bully or manipulate you because they know that any misstep they make can lead to serious consequences like losing their case. Who wants to lose a case? Or even going behind bars. This means that if your spouse files false allegations against you, an experienced attorney can help you prove you're innocent and protect your rights as well as those of your children. Now, an experienced family lawyer knows what options are available under the existing laws, such as child custody modifications, visitation schedules, and parenting plans, that he or she can provide all possible solutions depending on each individual's circumstances, which might not always involve filing lawsuits. So let me tell you what happened. I used Jeff it was a personal reason, as a family member who is actually spreading lies. Yeah, everybody's got that family member who does that. You've always got somebody who's a narcissist in the family, and we got one. Okay, and it's ever since we moved back from Charlotte, North Carolina. She's relentless, will not shut up, just keeps on and on and on. So this is what, I was talking with Jeff about that. And so Jeff said, okay, I want you to keep emotion out of it. I know what you want to do. He said, but you're classier than that. And it helped me to see a few things, because I was getting ready to go whoop some rear, you know what I mean? Jeff helped me think about this thing as a level head, okay? And so it wound up not getting, and she still does. Some people have just made that way, they're narcissists. But Jeff helped me to see it for the way it is. And he said, you just keep being your classy self, and you just let her be. She's going to ruin her own self. And I think she already has. He said, you just keep the level head. You just do that. You be you. And let the jealousy keep going at it. And all it boils down to is jealousy. And he said, you just keep being level-headed about all this kind of stuff, and it's going to work its way out. I'm glad to having a friend who's an attorney like this. Jeff McCurdy is. He's one of my best friends. The telephone number is 256-996-8701. 256-997-8701. It's really neat to have somebody like that by your side. It really is. Who knows the legal world and who takes the dramatics out of it and lets you know the legal aspects of everything. It's a neat guy. Okay, ooh, I gotta hurry. Family lawyers know how to negotiate settlements. This guy does. He really does. When it comes to negotiating, family lawyers are better at knowing what is fair and how best to represent you. Now, the other party may have an attorney as well, but they all want a quick settlement. Yeah, have you seen some of those on television? Your lawyer will fight for your rights in court if necessary. Not only that, he or she will likely deal with these cases before. They've done it before, so they know how similar cases were resolved by judges in the past, which make negotiations easier. And again, Jeff has a great reputation with the judges. I used to know a judge in Anniston, and I'm going to tell you what, there some attorneys will just, I don't know if they want to be, dramatic or what it is, but I remember I'm a friend with this judge in Anniston. Neat guy. And I'm just going to tell you what, some attorneys just irritated him to no end. You don't want to be that attorney. Okay, you think you're being Mr. Big or Mrs. Big, whatever, but if you irritate the judge, that's not a good place to be in. Jeff McCurdy, again, has the respect of the judges in this area. So that's another reason you want to use Jeff. Okay, now let's talk about the last one right here. Okay, this is family lawyers know how to present your case, and that's all part of it too. Now, family lawyers know how to present your case in the best light possible. They have experience going over cases and presenting them in a way that will make you look as good as possible, given the situation at hand. Now, the family law attorney knows all the tools needed to reach a positive outcome for their client. That's why it's important to hire an experienced attorney whenever dealing with family issues such as custody battles or divorce proceedings. That's really neat. You got to know that. Your future could be on the line when hiring a family attorney. Therefore, choose wisely. Okay? When you're looking for someone to help guide you through this difficult process, it's crucial to hire an experienced individual who has successfully handled similar cases like yours. As a matter of fact, that'd be a good question to ask Jeff. Hey, Jeff, have you ever handled a case like this before, and what was the outcome? He'll tell you. Okay, and knows how state laws apply in these situations, because if it's not done properly, got to go by the state laws, okay? You can't get in there and try to invent the wheel when it's already been invented, okay? If it's not done properly, it could be severe consequences down the road, such as a loss of parental rights to see your children, which could be a life-changing experience. You need to call Jeff today to make sure all that stuff's handled. Call Jeff McCurdy, Attorney Jeff McCurdy, okay? You got his email address. Just in case you can't see it, I'm going to go ahead and spell it for you. It's McCurdyLawFirm.net. for the website. His email address is McCurdyLawFirm@gmail.com. Now, he does spell McCurdy, MCCURDY, lawfirm@gmail.com. Telephone number is 256-996-8701. And he's in Henniger, Alabama, just off Highway 75, real easy to get to. Lots of parking, by the way. You're not going to run through like a million red lights to get to him. Thank you so much for watching The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, as well as Abundance TV, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Hope you have a very pleasant day. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next show. You take care.